Morning again, everybody. DJ Jazzy Kat. Yes, that's right. We've got another great day for music, always here on the TTT Radio Network. So this morning, I want to welcome back Gregg Fox from the Renaissance Rock Orchestra to the show. He has been so busy, and yeah, he's doing wonderful. And I know some of the listeners this morning have heard his music, but we're going to recap, and we're bringing him back in today here on the TTT Radio Network. So good morning to you, Gregg. How are you?
I am good, DJ Jazzy Kat. It's nice to hear your voice again.
Yes, I miss you. It's been probably a month.
Yeah, well, you and I, when we talk, we go on and on and on. We're both talkers, I guess.
Yes, that's right. We could fill the room, but I know you could fill the room with those beautiful hands of playing music. So
thank you.
You're welcome. I want to tell everybody, you've been working your tail off, and you've got some new stuff, and we really want to bring it out there again. So let us all know what's going on since we last talked.
Yeah, a lot of things going on in Renaissance Rock Orchestra world. Of course, always keeping up on the social media stuff. Look out on Renaissance Rock Orchestra YouTube. Make sure and subscribe, of course, while you're over there. But, I've still been doing a lot of promoting on our COVID release, A Song of Hope. Posting a lot of that. I'm at the point now that, of course, it's time to go on and do the fourth record. This will be our fourth Renaissance Rock Orchestra record. So I've been writing and working on that very diligently for the last several months. In a perfect world, I would like to have that out by the end of May. And COVID release was a 5-song EP. And the thing about Renaissance Rock Orchestra material and recording Renaissance Rock Orchestra material is not only are the songs very complex to write and compose in the first place, not only musically but lyrically too, but then there's the recording process where I have all these different rock stars that live and work in their different studios around the country and around the world. It's a multifaceted challenge to try to finish a Renaissance Rock Orchestra record, and honestly, I'll admit, it starts with me, the composer, to make sure it's all written and the keyboards are all there, so I can start sending it off to drummers, guitar players, and vocalists. And songs really need to have the drums there.
Absolutely. We talked about the drums the last time, but I just love the idea that you're the keyboardist, and that's just so cool. Really, really is cool.
Thank you. Well, some songs it's just the opposite, though. Some songs you need to have the guitar track on there before the drummer can really feel the groove. And then there's some songs where nobody really gets it until you have at least a scratch vocal on there from the vocalist. Yeah, we need so that people can really understand what the song is supposed to be. I'm really excited right now. I've been working the last week on a new song that I've really been working on for several years. A lot of my material, this is not the kind of thing where you get together, and I hate to throw out different names of different bands that do it certain ways, because as long as you're creating music, it doesn't matter how you do it. It's just more of a difficult process for me, the way I do it. It's a lot easier when you're collaborating and you have all the instrumentalists there. And, I think that we come up with material that has more depth and more layers and more interest. I'm trying to create a little bit of a different world, more of a Trans-Siberian Orchestra world, more of a symphonic classical metal world, a little bit more progressive rock world, where there's time changes and there's a lot more interesting parts and keyboards and harmonies and things like that. It's a little bit different than just straight up blues rock or rock and roll, if you know what I'm saying.
It's so good. It's different. It's definitely, you're welcome. You're welcome. You deserve the credit.
And being a little bit here and there, when I was first doing it, I started off with a lot of classical music that I was trained on, a lot of instrumentals and a lot of notes. I've been playing piano since I was 5 years old. I have the complexity of writing, and so that's my passion. So it is what I do. Thank goodness that there's people out there that like it. All the artists that have been on my records over the years have always been fascinated with the music and have always wanted to be a part of it because of its uniqueness and its freshness and its complexity too. They love doing something different, and that is a challenge for them. This new piece I've been working on, I'm going to tell you the story about it real quickly. It's like I said, I've been working on it for several years now. If you remember my bass player and my best friend, Mikey Bones, do you remember the story about Mikey? Bones.
Vaguely. Refresh my memory. I'm sure you're going to.
Mikey
Please.
Bones and I have been in bands together for years since I lived in Phoenix, Arizona back in the early 90s. And him and I were in a band together. It's where we first met. And then I bought a sailboat and I sailed around the Bahamas for 7 years. And when I got off the sailboat, I moved to Venice Beach, California. And Mikey had moved from Phoenix to Las Vegas. And Mikey Bones was calling me saying, Greg, we got to get a show together here. Everything's happening in Las Vegas. I kept bringing him out to Venice Beach, California, and we worked on the original roots of what would be the Renaissance Rock Orchestra. And we did 2 records together, but Mikey passed away in 2017.
Wow.
Now, Mikey Bones, Michael Gerbino is his name, and everybody in the music industry knows him. He's from back east. He's a New York guy from Queens, and he's played with everybody and knows Steve Vai and all the Bon Jovi people. It goes on and on and on and on. So, Mikey really helped to bring a lot of talent to the table originally because he knew a lot of people from that neck of the woods that I had never met, being a Seattle boy. And so that was a really cool thing. But anyway, of course, it was a heartbreaking thing when Mikey passed away. He was not only a brilliant bass player, but he was my best friend that I've ever had in my life.
That's tough.
So it was a very difficult thing. So, and I put a memorial together for him here in Las Vegas, and lots of people showed up. They came from all around the country for Mikey's memorial. And such an amazing guy. But so when he passed away, I, of course, started writing a song about Mike, right? My best friend. And I ended up, over the course of the last few years, having 8 pages of lyrics for the song I'm trying to write for Mikey. And I've started to work on the lyrics and trying to get it together. And I had a big breakthrough here about 2 nights ago. I was able to take those 8 pages, now that I sort of have the music and know what the music is doing, and I was able to condense it down into about 2.5 pages of handwritten lyrics. Of course, we know when I put that on the computer screen, it turns into be 3 verses and a chorus and a bridge, right?
There you go. You're crossing it. You're doing it.
Yeah. So it's coming together. I'm really, really happy about the way that's coming together. What I'm doing with it is kind of an interesting thing. It's I'm using Mikey as the subject for the song, but it's kind of a parable. It's a story about a kingdom and a land. And as a matter of fact, I also kind of use Las Vegas in there. Like, it's a story about Las Vegas, but it's really not Las Vegas. It's really, and the things that happened to the kingdom and how everybody was just out to make money and they were out for themselves, blah, blah, blah. But there was one person that was a good man. See, the thing about Mikey is everybody always loved Mikey Bones, and they still love Mikey Bones. Mikey was the kind of guy that you could always call at any time and he'd always be there for you. I'm so busy with my music and my practicing and my writing of the music, I don't have time to do that. But Mikey was really, really great at that. So of course he has a lot of since he's been gone because of that. So the theme line in this song comes down to: the treasure of a kingdom is not the riches in its land. The value and its worth is in the measure of just one man.
Very nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Very, very nice. Wow, you're such a great storyteller, but bringing it into the music, I feel like I'm just right in the zone with you when I'm listening.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. I can't wait for you guys to hear this. Another challenge on this song has been, it kind of has a Kansas flair to it. And I don't know if you remember the song He Knew. Do you remember the song He Knew by Kansas? It was a shuffle. And the song sort of is similar in some ways because it was the story of a man. And some people think it was written about Jesus. He knew more than me or you. Nobody could see his view, etc. But so, of course, I can play a shuffle, and I have done that in a lot of blues and just jams and things like this. But I've never written a Renaissance Rock Orchestra song that is a shuffle. And to try to have it be super tight and to have it make sense as a shuffle has been kind of an interesting musical challenge for me too. So everybody will have to.
I have faith in you, Greg. I know you're going to do it, and you're just going to bring it to the table. Seriously.
Well, you have to listen up when I get it together and release it in May, hopefully. I think this one will be called Just One Man.
Just One Man. Okay, nobody take that. That is yours. You own it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, like I said before, and I'll say it again, you know, guys, everybody that's listening in this morning, please go follow Gregg. He, like I said, he's on TikTok. What's your handle name over there? They call it a handle name.
Renaissance Rock Orchestra.
Okay.
It's kind of a long.
All right. All right.
Yeah, it'll pop.
And in
So,
May,
yeah,
you got to make me a deal over here. And in May, you've got to come back, right? With this
absolutely.
release?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course. I hope I get it done. You know, I think a couple other things are happening in our world I want to tell you real quick, too.
Sure.
First of all, that our last record, A Song of Hope, that I wrote and recorded during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I've been releasing songs off that record, you know, every other month over the course of the last year, just so there was always something new popping up on Spotify. You know, it helps the algorithm. And I wanted people to have, wanted to kind of dole it out carefully, and so people could enjoy it and then have something fresh to come back to and see again. But I never released the last song off that record, A Song of Hope. So what I'm doing now is I've set it up for a release March 10th. The entire record, A Song of Hope, will be released on all streaming platforms, and it will include that final track off A Song of Hope. On Renaissance Rock Orchestra on Facebook also, but I announced that it's coming out. They're still trying to process it on CD Baby right now. But once I announce that, please go to Spotify and do a pre-save for the record. It really helps the algorithm, so they get it out there in front of a bunch of new followers. And
Jazzy Kat is definitely a fan, and like I said, you're more than welcome in May or even March or whatever. Like I said, if we get off of here and you get the okay and the green light, just message me. I'll definitely put it up out there for you.
Good. Thank you so much. I will.
You're welcome, honey. All right. Well, you have a great rest of your day. I know our time zone is a little different.